Great day, y'all. It's a great day. 1:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just sitting outside on my back porch. But show y'all the nice view. We don't want to interrupt their swing. Let me see. Uh-oh. He dropped his head. He must didn't get it. I was about to say 4. Listen, you guys. Share the live. Make sure you subscribe. You're going to love it over here. I came live today to discuss a couple of things. Update and chat. Because I've gotten so many emails, messages, and everything about the drama. The llama drama in Brunswick. However, one thing people got to understand and know, and I'm going to let them know. So if they don't, y'all send them this video. So it's a public service announcement. And they'll be very well advised that when speaking to me, everything is recorded. So don't pray. Because one, it's, you know. But, hey, Kevin, how are you, love? So, go through life and situations and everything. You guys got to understand. Some people just ignorant. And that's just that. I don't like to be a person in drama, for drama, starting drama. However, you play with me, it might be. Or this one. Even with the other one, which I know she's watching. However, listen, some will never get my time, attention, energy, or anything. Because it's all about elevation. It's all about growth. It's all about evolving into becoming the better version of yourself. So if you're watching this now, you're seeing this. That's what I want you to tap into. That's what I want you to be able to take away from me. Not just hanging on for the drama, the what. Because, yeah, I that was me on the phone. We're going to take it all the way back. It was me on the phone in the beginning. That was me. I wasn't aware that they were live talking or nothing. I wasn't aware. I wasn't advised. And I wasn't asked. So, hold on one second, y'all. When somebody with their order. So when it came about and it came out, it was what it was. And it is what it is. However, to continue is just diabolical. But I advised and said, lady, refund them people, admit you're wrong, take accountability, and move forward. That is that. Nobody is perfect. I would have got on there and said, baby, listen, play up to. I made a mistake. In my business, I found a way that I thought I could get over and how over. But you ain't do that to people. You cannot. And you should not. Milo, get down. However, moving forward to the entertaining it. You guys, I won't. And I can't. Was I mad at myself for doing the interview? I wasn't. Because my name was called. And I feel that once I responded and I said what I needed to say, which was facts and truth, and the real. And that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe and share. However, you know, I'ma always handle things in the best manner that I see fit and I know. So, in that portion of it, when I got the call saying that the assistant was on, I don't have any beef, any problem, whatever, with Thomas. Lord knows I don't. I don't even wish to go into that because he's never done anything to me, never done me nothing. When I received the call saying what you did to Thomas, I was like, Thomas who? And it wasn't in a shade manner. First of all, I was halfway asleep. However, I did not know what they were referring to because I wasn't on that. When they told me, I went and viewed the live, the first portion. And I say, wait a minute, let me call. I didn't have his number, so I had to call on Messenger or Snap, Messenger, somewhere live. And I called, and I'm so happy we were able to have a conversation. Now, I will say that I'm very happy that I called before I watched the full video. God will keep you in the realm. Because at the end of the day, I'm still human. I don't care what nobody say, how you feel, or whatever. I'm human. Even though I'm out the way, I'm human. So, on the live, once I called and viewed it, well, we spoke first, and then I viewed it. When we spoke first, because I felt his heart when he said, you hurt my feelings. And as a human being and as a person, I wanted to be accountable for that. To know, okay, how did I do that? What are you talking about? So when I called him and spoke for him, it was in a whirlwind. And I want to be the first to say and apologize. The kid, well, I'm going to call him personally. I'm not going to do it on here. That's how that need to be handled. Because I ain't going to throw that man slap up under a bus, a train, a car, anything. However, when I talked to him, you know, he explained his feelings. He was like, well, my feelings were hurt and everything. And me being a person that I'm going to stand on business. But I don't even think it was business because we never done business together. So I had to stand in a human form. And I allowed myself to be vulnerable with him. I was like, Thomas, listen, I didn't know which way you was coming, boo. I didn't know why you were coming. Whether you want to be messy, Jessie, Tessie, Vessie, or Betty, Petty, whatever. Because I feel you knew me or whatever. But that man probably didn't even know who I was or nothing. And that's fine. I'm woman enough to understand that somebody say that their feelings were hurt. I acknowledge that. I wasn't gonna apologize for what I said because that was my stance at the time. That's how I felt. Yeah, the person or the individual you were connected to, I didn't know how you was coming. So moving on from that to address the issue about the interview, which I'm not gonna go too much into. Because guess what? I wasn't privileged to the conversation. They didn't come directly to me. And it wasn't even relevant to them. So, kudos to Kevin for not even walking in that, for canceling that. And, because that just would have been drama. And I don't need it, don't want it. And one thing about me as a mother, when your kids get involved, and something that you know they have nothing to do with, that, and they stand for integrity and moral, that was canceled. And to her, as a woman, an individual, baby, I don't have no problem with you. So, if you saying you wanted to do an interview or something, I'm willing to talk to you if you call me. Or if you inbox me, you know how we used to do, or whatever. To have a cognitive conversation. And if we find it content worthy, or you trying to grow a brand or a platform and you want to get on there, I'll do that with you. But somebody do, you ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Because this ain't gonna be right. However, moving forward, it's been a lot. And people been tapping out and reaching out. Yes, I do have knowledge of. Yes, I do possess stuff. But that's not my business. So I'm not trying to give that. Not even interested in it, to be honest. However, don't put me in no corner or in no position where I have to relinquish it. What Clarissa say? See them fingers? Well, other than that, I want to encourage you all, each and every person that's listening, watching, or scrolling by, and you come across this live, I want you to know, because sometimes in life, each of us experience situations and circumstances that could hinder us or keep us stagnant. You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. And whatever is in them. Whether it's in a relationship, situationship, in your business, whatever it is, you want to be able to be in control of that. So it'll come out in your favor. So it'll come out good. You don't want to allow the enemy, people, or your emotions to pull you into something. Because each one of us have 24 hours in a day. And in those 24 hours, you have choices and decisions that you will say, you know what, I'm here to do this. I'm going to overtake what I need to accomplish where I'm going. And once you take that high road in a better place to say, you know what, I'm in this and I'm working towards becoming a better me, you're going to be on the road to get there. I'm going to lick my fingers, y'all, because when I say it's so good, what I'm eating is crabs, corn, shrimps, and potatoes. I went to a place there in Orlando, Hannah's. All I'm missing is me a little shucks sauce. But baby, when I say that's the best thing I had since I've been down here, it is. But back to the conversation at hand. Knowing when to hold them and to fold them. And knowing when to, let me move that, or Milo try to get his tail over here. Gotta have your garbage bag out there when you're eating your crabs and one around you. I probably need to order me a bill that say Estella Dior, cooking with Estella Dior. It's on the cooking channel when I be cooking. I should have ordered that. What y'all think? What y'all think? So, in this little Scrabble, and I love a lot of butter, y'all, and lemon. So, I didn't have no lemon, but I had some lime in there cut up. And I put them on there. Baby, and they doing what it do. When they doing what it do. So, in this journey, that's what it was. Stop, Milo. And that's what I wanted to say. Because, yes, I do watch the WP page like everybody else. However, no, I do not know who it is. So don't be talking about, oh, she know that. It's definitely not me. It's not me. Now, Am I proud of her? And is. Because, baby, she's standing on business. Standing on business. And not in the essence of saying I'm proud of it because it's that because a lot of people might say bashing. She's not bashing. She's enlightening. Know the difference? It's just like if you have an attorney or a real estate person, they thrive off of ethics. So her ethics is protecting the rights and the values of the public. And that's what I feel she's doing. So, kudos to her. And the process of going down and around, everybody makes mistakes. It's not what you do while you're making a mistake. How you made the mistake is what you do after. What you do after. So whatever her plans is to rectify this situation, to rectify this stuff, listen, my prayers are still with her. Lord knows they are. I don't have an issue with you. Don't have a problem. I just didn't like the fact of being put on live without being called, text, summons, asked, or known. So that's why you got that response. Especially after we had already previously had that conversation. Especially after I had already been approached by your husband in a threatening manner. And I felt that way. So everything that happened behind the scene, in my book, they normally will stay there until it's time to be justified. And at that time, I felt that it was time to be justified. So, that was one of the reasons I said bring me up. Because had you been on the live and just discussed what y'all was going through with the young lady doing her interview and all that, which, as I told you, you being a CEO and a woman should have never had that baby up there trying to defend that. And I still stand on that today. However, again, it was none of my business. And moving forth and growing in my brand and my business and building the things that I wish to create and I know it's going to help benefit myself and others was why I stepped back from a lot of people and a lot of things. And to answer the question, yes, you were one. However, from the years that we've known each other, that's what took the time. But now, you know, it's like, if you always do what you always done, you're going to always get what you always got. So understanding that and moving, one thing I give advice to anyone, people going to show you who they are. All you have to do is watch. All you got to do is watch. And once they show you who they are, then you have to allow them to be who they are. That may come with you detaching yourself from them. So that walk away be hard sometimes. Whether it's in a situation, in a business endeavor, when you see that it's not good for you, when you realize this isn't beneficial to me, you have to know as an individual and as a person how to be strong enough to get up. When enough is enough, to get up. To get up. And whether your getting up is moving on, moving along, you just got to get up. Whether your getting up is pushing forward, restarting, rebuilding, you just got to get up. You don't want to sit and dwell in a place that you're saying, okay, I got to be here. When I came home from federal prison and I'm like, listen, I got to set this, schedule it out. I went to several people that claimed or alleged they were my friend. that I knew her for a fact. I had help back in the past. And I ain't go begging for no money. I ain't go with a handout. Went strictly for knowledge and exposure to help. Go where we going, build what we needed. At that time, content wasn't as relevant as it is now. So now with the knowledge, experience, I'm like, I don't want others to go through that. That's why I created the Boss Lady Tribe. That's why I teach the Beast. That is why I connect with others to help and see how we could grow and build. Is it a paid subscription? It absolutely is. But one thing I made sure of, that it was affordable. Yes. Because I remember that time when I wasn't financially able to afford it. So when you put it in the middle, and you know you mean well, your heart is right, you have a product that is everything, God will do the rest. The rest will come forward. Will it happen? So that's exactly how that goes and how it went. So yes, that's what made me as an individual, one, as a CEO and a business owner, pray about that thing. And I'm like, they ain't never done nothing to you. Send them the link. He's saying he wants to build, he wants to do his platform, he wants to grow his social media. And I could totally understand that. So that's what that was about. Outside of that, once me and Thomas spoke, and he expressed his feelings of how he felt, I understood him. And I feel he understood me because he was like, you're right, Miss Dior. You are right. It wasn't nothing personal. However, I wish you would have called me before he went live to say the little shade. But I'm happy that we talked. We was able to do it as adults and get through it. And that's the part that warms my heart. That I know you paid for a book, you received your ebook, and that part. The rest sometimes when I say my part of the story, sometimes don't even have to be heard. As long as I know my heart is right, I'm standing in the right place, and I'm not trying to do nobody wrong. So that's that. And I'm having this live today. One, because baby, we about to grow these watch hours over here on YouTube Zoo. Like my coach, my social media coach, Lo said, Kev Lo, I don't got time to focus on the pettiness. I really don't. We're going to focus on how to get to the bag and how to build where we're going. And I'm super excited for it. I thank God to have my team on today. Hey, Kev, for watching, supporting. That's a big help. And that's also a big statement. Because when people connect to you, they help you grow as well as you help them grow. Not just I'm growing and they staying below. That ain't how they go. That's not how it's supposed to go. So, on this Friday, that's what I wanted to come and have with you guys. And I'm going to be coming live more. However, I want you to be able to build and grow and find something in when we connect. No, I can't. Let me see. I can't, but I could see the comments. They were growing. Can you guys hear me? Because the comments stopped. Okay. So that's what I wanted to give, the update on there, because you know y'all been asking and commenting And to the ones that I had to go to in the inbox, which it was only 8. It was only 8. I will not call their names. Yes, they good. I will not call their names. I'm just not going to do that because it was, I just took a stance to say, listen, I'm not on the mess. I'm not on that. Please refrain from, whatever happened or whatever. Absolutely. I need to. We're going to get into that. Let's see where we can find them at. So, y'all, that's what that was. And I feel that I'm a person of integrity. A lot of stuff y'all probably, saying, who's she talking about? Y'all know. You know better than I know. Because I know doggone well if I pulled up with me some popcorns and watched the page, y'all have too. However, now going into where we going. Now y'all gonna be like, oh, Sheila, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure you guys sub up. Make sure you follow, like, comment, and subscribe so that y'all could be connected. Until next time, y'all. We're going to take her out with them. It's Friday night and the mood is right. But wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. I will give them the view. Hold on. Because we right on the golf course. Y'all see them back out there. It ain't nobody but God, baby. Nobody but God. Because I remember when me and 4 small children was homeless. Till next time.